One time I found a man. He came out of the dirt. I wondered how he lived, how he had not been hurt. But then I saw his eyes and saw that they saw mine. I offered him a ride. I knew that we'd be fine. We made it through on time, a father and a son. We rested well that night, no longer on the run. Hey everybody, welcome back to this channel of curiosities. On this channel, I talk a lot about a lot of different things. This is my rest time. I get to rest and share my insights with you. I feel that I'm doing that because there are people who are starving for knowledge out there, and I myself was one of them, and I still yearn for knowledge. And because we don't necessarily associate knowledge with anything outside of the educational institution, sometimes we overlook that wealth of knowledge that is available to us on this very platform at this time. Some of us are able to recognize these bits of knowledge and to contribute in meaningful ways, which can vary from culture to culture. In my culture, a lot of times what we would do when we saw someone sharing knowledge is we would reciprocate some insights, or at least probe with questions so that we could have a dialogue. And that in itself is the reason behind some of the holidays that we experience in my nation. In my nation, we are in a month of celebration where people, including myself, are putting up things around the home to decorate for this scenario, for this holiday, for this feast. And in many cases, we are doing that without thinking about why it is that we have this recognition of a birth of sorts, maybe even of a death, this recognition of life. If we're unable to recognize life, then sometimes we're not able to recognize the value of life. I tried to imagine a story, a scenario, quite vividly, of what I would want to communicate if I had ever found somebody in the dirt, if I found someone coming out of the rubbish from anywhere, trying to live. And I tried to think, what would I do? A lot of us can associate with the fact that we've seen TV shows of a variety of sorts. Here in this nation, there's a show called I Shouldn't Be Alive. And in that show, there are many scenarios where someone literally comes out of a dirty situation, whether they're climbing out of the woods, climbing out of a ditch, crossing through any kind of rubbish, they're cut, they're bleeding. And so a passerby will slow down, see the person, and, oh no, I'm not getting involved with that. They'll take off a little bit faster, pretending they never saw anything. But then I saw his eyes and saw that they saw mine. I offered him a ride. I knew that I'd be fine. I knew that we'd be fine. We made it through on time, a father and a son. The words are pretty interesting because they're introspective, retrospective, existential, all the words that you can make up that make it sound interesting. The words are basically a story. And in that story, you also can imagine, what would you do? And what if that was your own parent, you know? Haven't you ever heard a story of someone going to and finding their father who has been out? And have you ever heard about the prodigal son? There are so many stories about finding that long lost person who we can help and better the situation for. And in many cases, we are left to our own devices, possibly so that we can better our own circumstances, so that when somebody does reach out for help, we are able to help them at that point in time. Thank you so much for enjoying the morsels and nuggets of wisdom on this channel. I hope that you're able to click on the thumbs up and to subscribe. and I hope that you had a great experience. Thanks so much. I hope you stay tuned for the next show.